Native English speakers use English verb tenses automatically. You must understand the situations in which each tense is used. Verb tenses are not just simple forms, they are time relationships. Today, we will master all 12 verb tenses in English. We will learn when to use them, why to use them, how to connect them, and how to use these verb tenses correctly. Okay? After each section, you will practice using your knowledge of verb tenses. So, let's begin. If you stay until the end, you will master the verb tenses English. Okay. So, the four present tenses: simple present, present progressive, also called present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect progressive. Let's learn each one of them one at a time. First, simple present. Simple present is used to express a habit or a routine, something that we do on a regular basis every day. Like, I drink coffee every morning, right? She studies in the library on weekends. So every weekend, she's a student, she's a hardworking student. She goes to the library on the weekends, and then she studies there. So she does it as a routine. Yeah? Some general truth. We use simple present to express general truths, such as water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, right? That is a fact. So it's just a fact. Simple present is used. Okay? The earth revolves around the sun. Yeah? Simple present tense. A third situation in which we use simple present tense is scheduled future, something that will happen in the future, but we use simple. The semester begins next week. Yeah? Or the train leaves. When does the train leave? The train leaves at 6 p.m. tonight. Another situation in which simple present is used is to express a permanent state, like she lives in Chicago. Or I could say, I live in New York. He works at a hospital. So in these cases, simple present tense is used. Okay? All right. The second type of present verb tense is present progressive. Notice the structure of the tense. Am, like I am, she is, we are, and the verb has an ing ending, ing, right, to express an action that is in progress. The first situation in which we use this tense is action happening now. I am listening to you. In fact, you are listening to me, and I am speaking to you, or I can say I'm teaching you right now. She's typing an email. These can stand alone because now is implied, right? She's typing it. What is she doing? Oh, she's writing a story. Or what is Emily doing? Emily is studying with Professor Varsi. Now, okay? Another situation is to express ongoing action, which doesn't mean right now. See, people often get confused. They think, oh, present progressive means the action must be happening right now. Yes, but that's only one of many situations. There are situations in which people say, Maria is writing a novel, or my sister is writing a novel. It doesn't mean she's writing the novel now. It basically means that this is an ongoing action, and she is in the process of writing a novel. They are building a new bridge. They may be sleeping right now, who knows? But the bridge is being built as we speak. A third situation in which you use present progressive is to express a temporary situation, like I am living with my parents this year. You notice this year, it does not mean that I live with my parents forever. Maybe there's a situation, I'm moving, I'm changing jobs, and I'm just living with my parents. It's a temporary arrangement for a few months, and then I'll move out. She's working in Boston for the summer. So only for the summer she's working in Boston. She's not working right now, but she is in Boston. She's working. So that's a third situation in which we use present progressive. And a fourth situation in which present progressive is used is for a future arrangement, that we're moving next month. We're not moving right now, but people could use this tense to express a future arrangement. I'm meeting my advisor tomorrow. I'm leaving for Italy next month, right? Present progressive. So far, so good? Very good. Third, present perfect. Notice the structure. I have, and then the past participle form of the verb. Take, took, taken. I have taken. Go, went, gone. I have gone to Italy. I have visited Spain. That is to express a life experience. Present perfect. She has taken calculus. All right? In present perfect, notice that we don't use a time frame, no finish time. Like it would be incorrect to say, she has taken calculus yesterday. No, that would be wrong. That would be ungrammatical. So do not use a time frame, right? Second situation is unfinished time period. Like I have written 2 essays this week. It doesn't mean that I have finished writing essay. I may write another essay today. But this week, right, within 7 days, Monday through Sunday, I have written 2 essays. Or he has exercised 3 times this month, but the month is not over yet. He may exercise a 4th time. A third situation, present result. She has broken her phone, right? The phone doesn't work anymore. She has broken it. Or I've lost my keys and I'm going frantic. I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to find my keys. I have lost my keys. A fourth situation is to express a duration. Since and for a duration, for a length of time. I have lived here for 10 years. I can say, like, factually, I could say I have lived in New York for 21 years, right? I moved to New York in 2004. So it's actually 22 now, because this is 2026. She has taught since 2005. I could say I have taught in New York since 2004. That's when I started teaching, right? Present perfect. Okay. So the last tense, the present tense, is present perfect progressive. I have, she has, been. I have been. It's very important to use been, right? And then the verb in the ing form. Ongoing action. I have been studying for 3 hours. I can say, okay, I have been teaching for 37 years. She has been working all day. Another situation in which we use present perfect progressive is to emphasize duration, a length of time. They've been waiting for an hour. I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Where have you been? He has been practicing all week. Maybe he's a tennis player, or maybe he's practicing a job interview. He has been practicing all week. A third situation is something that has recently stopped, but you could still see a visible result. Like you have been crying. If a person has been crying for hours and then they stop, you could tell when you see their face, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? You have been crying. He has been running. You could see he's all sweating, right? Perspiration, sweating. He has been running. All right. So we learned 4 present tenses, present verb tenses. Simple present, present progressive, present perfect, and present perfect progressive. Okay. So it's time for you to practice what you have learned. Those are examples. Okay, now fill in the blanks. I've given you the verb in parentheses. At this point, I would like you to pause the video, and complete the exercise. I will show you the answers when you're done, and we will go over them together. All right? Okay, so pause the video, and I will wait for you to complete the exercise. Then we will go over the answers. Okay, she usually walks to campus. So that's a routine. She does it every day. On weekends, not weekends, but on weekdays, Monday through Friday, She goes to college, but she walks. She doesn't drive. She doesn't take the bus. She just walks to campus. Okay, simple present. I am studying right now. What are you doing? I'm studying right now. What are you doing, Professor Worsi? I'm teaching my students. Okay? We have lived here since 2018. Can you tell which tense it is? It's present perfect, right? They have lived here. Number 4, we have been working all week. Present perfect progressive. 5, the train leaves at 7 p.m. Present progressive, but about a future arrangement or a future event that is about to happen. The train leaves at 7 p.m. He has written 3 papers this month. I am preparing dinner at the moment, and she has taught here for 20 years. Right? How did you do? Isn't this good? So you practice all present tenses, all 4 of them. Great. Let's move on. Now we are going to study the 4 past tenses. Same thing, but different time. Simple past, past progressive, past perfect progressive. Okay, shall we? Let's start. Simple past. Simple past is used to express a single completed action. Simple past, one action. Remember, only one action is expressed or carried out. He walked to school. She finished the test. Finished. Done. Right? He walked to school. But this is not the same as I walk to school, because that means every day. But in simple past, this is an exception. So yesterday, maybe his car broke down, so he walked to school. Or he missed the bus, he walked to school. She finished the test. A second situation in which the simple past is used, tense is used, is a habit in the past. He walked his dog every day last year. Or maybe, the dog passed away. So there's no dog now. So he doesn't walk the dog. But he walked his dog every day last year. He studied late in college. One day she stayed in college, and then she studied late into the night. A third situation, duration that no longer applies. Professor Fraser, who was my dissertation advisor, taught for 30 years. Okay, and he passed away 2 years ago. They lived in Paris for a decade. For 10 years they lived in Paris, and then they moved to Italy. Right? They started living in Rome, for example. A fourth situation is hypothetical. Okay? It's imaginary. It didn't happen, but people hypothesize. If he took better care of himself, he wouldn't be diabetic. So maybe he's obese, he doesn't eat well, he's careless, he eats lots of sugar, carbohydrates, rice, potatoes, so he's diabetic. People could say, well, if he took better care of himself, if he ate well, exercised, he wouldn't be diabetic, right? If I knew the answer, I would tell you. So in these situations, simple past is used, all right? Okay, past progressive. Remember, I am teaching you. I am speaking to you. You are listening to me. In past progressive, the structure is was, right? Because it's in the past, it already happened. Was and were, and the verb with an ing, ending, ing. Okay, well, remember past progressive, this is very important for you to learn. This tense usually needs context. You have to have a context. So interrupted action. I was studying when you called, or I was taking a shower when someone knocked on my door. She was cooking when the alarm rang. So notice there are 2 actions here. I was studying, a long action, when you called, a short action. Okay, second situation, background description. 2 things are happening. 2 long actions are happening at the same time. The sun was shining and birds were singing. People were laughing and music was playing. All right, so 2 actions happening simultaneously at the same time. All right, a third situation is an explanation. It's an answer to a question. Let's say I'm calling my friend or she's calling me and I'm not answering the call and may get upset. Like, tried so many times. Why didn't you answer the phone? I tried to call you 5 times. Maybe I was busy, right? I was doing a long action, so I couldn't pick up the phone. I could say, well, I was taking a shower when you called. How was I supposed to answer? So remember, I was taking a shower. Grammatically, it's okay, but the thought is incomplete because when you say I was taking a shower, something else happened or would have had to happen. I was studying. Then what happened when my mom called? All right? I was studying is incomplete. It usually answers a question like, why didn't you answer my phone, my call? Why didn't you answer your phone? And I could say, I was studying. Okay? Very good. Past perfect. Structure had, I had lived in Boston for 11 years before I moved to New York. Had plus past participle. Remember, it's the third form of the verb. Take, took, taken. Or live, lived, lived. It's the third form. She had left before I arrived. Yeah? They had finished before the deadline. The second situation is cause before past result. He was tired. You see somebody, a friend, and they're really tired, and you say, what happened? Are you okay? Well, I'm tired. He was tired because he had worked very late into the night. He had worked late. She was upset because she had failed. She failed an exam. So she is very upset. She's upset, hurt, sad, maybe angry. I failed the exam. She was upset because she had failed. A third situation in which we use the past perfect is reported speech. She said she had finished. Right? So I speak to my friend and she says, I have finished. Now I'm telling another friend that, well, she said she had finished. In that case, in that situation, we use the past perfect. He told me he had seen the movie. Past perfect. All right? So far, so good? Are you taking notes? I hope you're making notes to yourself. Write it down so that whatever you learn becomes permanent. You have a record of your learning. Okay. Past perfect progressive. The structure is different from past perfect, just past perfect, because there is a progressive. There's an action that is ongoing, happening. Had been plus ing. Had been listening. Had been singing. Had been doing. So there are 2 situations in which we use past perfect progressive. One is a duration before another past event. So 2 things happen. I had been studying, one long action, before the exam began. They had been driving for hours before they stopped. Okay? So that's the situation. 2 actions, remember. But one thing had been happening before something else happened. They had been driving for hours before they stopped. Okay, a second situation, cause of past situation. She was exhausted, right? Really tired, huffing and puffing, panting. She was exhausted. Why was she exhausted? Because she had been running, who knows, for, let's say, 2 hours maybe. She had been running. She was exhausted because she had been running. He was frustrated because he had been waiting for the bus for 3 hours. For some reason, the bus wasn't running that day. He was frustrated because he had been waiting for her for 2 hours. So, cause of past situation. All right? Very good. So it's time for you to practice. We have learned simple past, past progressive, past perfect, and past perfect progressive. It's time for you to practice. Okay? So there are 8 questions here. I'd like you to pause the video now. And as I always do, I'll show you the answers once you're done. And we will go over them together. Okay? All right. So I'll wait for you. Have fun. Okay. So 1 is finished. I finished my homework when Yesterday, simple past, right? She was studying when I call. Can you guess? What tense is that? Past progressive. They have lived here for 10 years. Present perfect. He had left before I arrived. Past perfect. I usually wake early. Simple present. A routine, right? Something that happens regularly. We had been working before the deadline. We had been working. Can you guess? Past progressive. She has read 3 books this month. Present perfect. They were watching TV when I walked in. Past progressive. Okay? How did you do? I think you got all of the answers correct. Great. And if you didn't, it's okay. We're all learning, right? All right, so let's do the last verb tense, which is the future tense. And just as the present and the past tense have 4 verb tenses each, the future tense also has 4. Simple future, future progressive, future perfect, and future perfect progressive. Okay, so let's learn the first one. Simple future. And it is simple. It's the verb will and the base verb. Like, I will call you. When? Tonight. I'll call you later. Decision is making now. Okay, when will you call me? I'll call you. I'm busy right now. I can't talk. I will call you tonight. Okay? I'll call you in 10 minutes. Okay? I'll help you. Oh, you're moving? Do you need help? Yeah, sure. Can you help me move? Okay, I'll help you. I will help you. Decision made now. Simple future. Sometimes people make a prediction like, it will rain tomorrow. That's the weather forecast. It will snow tomorrow. She will succeed. She's taking this exam. She's a great student. She will succeed. She will pass the course. She will get an A. Okay? So that's the simple future. All right. Future progressive. Do you remember present progressive? I am speaking to you. You are listening to me. And past progressive. I was taking a shower when someone knocked on the door. Future progressive is about an action that hasn't happened yet. It will happen in the future. So will be and the verb in the ing form. Action in progress at a future time. I will be studying at 8 p.m. I can say, tomorrow I'll be teaching at 12 p.m. That's what I will do. Every Monday I teach at 12 p.m. They will be traveling tomorrow afternoon. They know they have the ticket. They bought the tickets. They made a reservation. Okay? And they are going to be traveling tomorrow afternoon. Future progressive, an action that will be happening in the future. Okay. How about a polite inquiry? When you ask somebody nicely and politely, will you be joining us? Will you be joining us? Oh, yeah, we will be, sure. Will she be attending the meeting? Julia isn't here. Do you know? Will she be attending the meeting? The meeting hasn't started yet. Maybe it's in 2 hours. Maybe it's tomorrow. Or maybe it's next week. There's a meeting. And I'm just wondering. So I can say, will she be attending the meeting next week? Future progressive. Good? All right. Future perfect. Remember, I have seen this movie. And I had lived in Boston for 11 years before I moved to New York. Past perfect. Future perfect, obviously, because it's the future tense. It's about something that hasn't happened yet. There are 2 situations in which we use future perfect. An action that will be completed before a future time. I will have graduated by May this year. A student can say, I will have graduated by May. She will have finished by tomorrow. She's writing a song, right? And you could say, oh, has she written the song already? Is she still working on it? Oh, she will have finished it. She's writing the song. She will have finished by tomorrow. Okay? A second situation in which we use future perfect is an action that will be completed before some other future time or event. Okay, so there are 2 actions happening here. Okay, this is important, so pay attention. 2 actions. I will have finished my workout before you finish your breakfast. Okay, so I get up in the morning, I'm doing my breakfast, and I tell my roommate who's about to fix his breakfast, I say, I will have finished my breakfast before you finish your. Sorry, I will have finished my workout. I'm sorry. I will have finished my workout before you finish your breakfast. So two actions are happening. Future perfect. I will have finished. At the end of the summer, the Chans will have been married for 40 years. They're going to have a huge celebration. They have been married for 40 years. In this summer, the summer of 2026, they will have been married for 40 years. So that is future perfect. All right? So far, so good? Okay. Future perfect progressive. That's the last verb tense. That's the 12th verb tense. Will have been doing something. Will have been reading. Will have been traveling. It's a situation. It's a very specific context, very specific situation when native speakers use future perfect progressive to express a duration before a future time. I will have been teaching for 10 years next June. So in next June, I will have been teaching for 10 years. For me, a fact is different. I will have been teaching for 38 years next June. She will have been studying for 3 hours by noon. So that is future perfect progressive. Will have been doing. Okay? Now, one last time. This is your final master exercise. They're all 12 tenses. They're all mixed up. Okay? Scrambled. I have given you a word bank for your ease. Study, finish, live, work, call, leave, write, travel, teach, run, complete, watch. So use these words to fill in the blanks, okay? And I will show you the answers when you're done. All right? This was a long lesson. If you stayed with me this far, congratulations. I'm proud of you. Let's do a good job and get all 12 answers correct. Can you do that? All right, I'll wait for you to do it. So pause the video and complete the exercise. All right? Okay, by next year, I will have graduated. She was studying when I knocked. They have lived here since 2010. I finished the project yesterday, simple past. We will be traveling at this time tomorrow. He will have been teaching for 15 years by next June. I have written 3 essays this semester. Okay, she had left before I arrived. They usually run in the morning. I was watching TV when the power went out. She has been working all day. We will have completed the assignment by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? Great. All right, how do you feel? You have completed all 12 verb tenses in English. Isn't that fantastic? I'm so proud of you. Okay, so let me leave you with a comment challenge. I know this was a long lesson, but this is a master lesson that covers all 12 verb tenses in English. So what is your challenge? Don't look at your notes. I'm sure you were writing as you took this lesson, but don't look at your notes. Use the word bank. Read, build, drive, start, clean, speak, arrive, learn, stay, break, wait, send. All right? Complete all 12 correctly and post them in the comments. Will you do that, please? All right. Work hard. I look forward to reading your responses, and I really enjoy interacting with you. I will give you my feedback. I'll read the best responses, and I'll respond to them. Work hard, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.